Okay, now day 2. Now, your active menu stays the same unless you change it. However, after a certain number of days, normally 2, the food starts to become less attractive to people. So you should keep changing it. So hence I've got a pretzel and chicken there ready for when these two, which after today will go to a bad status, which I'll show you when it gets there. So I can instantly replace them with those two. But for today I'll keep the menu the same. Equipment, it said I had a tip jar. How much is a tip jar? $50. I have $50, so I will buy a tip jar. And if I view the foods, it's beer, so simple food, catering, stable. Ooh, not that one. Okay, I'm going nuts. I thought beer they gave you tips on. I could well be wrong. Is it pizza? Pizza. Things like pizza. They get a big tip. I'm pretty sure they may give you tips on beer as well, but it just won't be very much by comparison. That's basically it. I can't afford to buy any other food. I can't even afford to buy the cheap food. On top of that, there are specialty foods which you can't get at this level, but you can shortly afterwards. Lobster's easy, a load of breakfast foods and coffee, sushi. I like fried rice because it's real fast. But anyway, day 2, which is basically the same as day 1. I will just try not to hit the wrong key and screw up again. That way, hopefully, I can do a perfect day and you'll see what one of those looks like. And I hate trash. God, it's slow and annoying. And the next one that comes in. Right. Now, like it says, so just so I explain this one, you hit the number key of the prep station, then it says just mustard. Mustard is the M key, press that, goes on. 3. This one is pull bar, set lock, set cheese, sanitize hands. 2. Just ketchup, ranch and cheese. Now, you will see with things like salad, and you'll get it with pizza as well. You'll get so it's always going to be a dressing and of cheese, and then it'll say with everything on it, which means you've got to know what all the other keys are so you can get to them fast enough to do everything. Or you can do it with a mouse and just click down if you're fast enough with a mouse. I believe this game also supports some kind of gamepad as well, I think, but I don't use one, so... See how many times the toilet keeps coming up? Oh yeah, I never explained. Beer, it's got to have the perfect head in it and not overflow the jar. That's how you do beer. And I will, I'm sure, at some point get to the soft drinks too. As I say, I like beer, it's easy. And you get a $2 tip for that beer. I say you always get a dressing. You don't always get a dressing. Some people like their salad dry. I don't know why. That sounds inhuman to me, but salad eaters are funny that way. Sorry, they probably have an official name like vegetarians, but sort of rabbit food eaters, basically. Not that I would ever insult someone who has a different lifestyle choice from me, because that would be just wrong, wouldn't it? The fact I'm British and cynical has got nothing to do with the fact that I don't like people who are just strange. And if that doesn't piss somebody off, nothing will. That's one of the joys of being English. So if you can insult anybody anywhere around the world, and you just don't care. One of the old stories I will I happily tell people is, because I'm larger than I should be, is I went for medical because I live in America, to get a green card. And they looked at me and put the blood pressure thing on and expected to get a really bad result. And they said the doctors were shocked at doing it, were shocked and horrified, they didn't expect this. So we expect you to have high blood pressure. My response being, It's hard to have high blood pressure when you don't give a shit. So that's the joys of being English. Especially being English, having lived in foreign lands and being insulted and insulting back all sorts of foreign people. It's fun. One of these days an American's going to turn around and shoot me for overuse of sarcasm. Hopefully it'll be an American that's a good shot, which will be a rarity because most of them are crap at shooting. There again, I live in an open carry state, so when the people that tend to openly carry guns tend to look like the biggest douches going, so I'd probably insult one of them deliberately and get shot in a picking supermarket or something by an idiot. Oh well. One of the downsides of being sarcastic and cynical. And here we go. Oh, one thing I didn't mention. The rush hours. One starts at midday and one starts at 6 PM. And the restaurant always closes at 10 PM, but if you have any outstanding orders, you have to complete them before the restaurant will close. And see, that's a rush hour, and it's got all 4 prep stations going at the same time. Now imagine what it's like trying to do it. As it is, at this level, you can do the number keys with your left hand, and most of the other actions, or a lot of the other actions with your right hand. However, when your left hand has got 8 prep stations and it's searching all over the keyboard for the right number key at the right time, because they don't come necessarily in order. Well, they do, but how can I explain it? I'll do that one and I'll do the chores. Right, as soon as the rush hour is over, I will explain it. 2, 3. Oh, yes. Right. Yeah, so the prep stations are used in numerical order. However, you can see this one comes in at number 1. Now, if there was another one coming in at the same time, it'd come in at number 2. However, so as you go down, if you complete the ones at 1 and 2, say, and there's one at number 3, the next one might come in at number 1. So because the station is 3 again, rather than number 4. Now that's okay when you've only got 4 prep stations. When you've got 8, so when you complete number 3, or number 6, and all of a sudden you've got to jump back to number 1 and try and remember what order everything came in. And this is, as I said, you get and everything on it. I know the keys are BOMG, so I don't even have to look when I see everything on it. But the first few times you get that, you will be searching for the right keys. And again, your restaurant is closed, but I've got to complete this order before it will close, or any outstanding chores. And that's what a perfect day looks like. It's about the same as the other one, apart from I didn't press the wrong key. So, you get some balloons, and when we get back to the email, again, I don't know how I managed to get 3 days when I've only done 2, but such is life. So I've got $32 in chips, so I'm partway in there. Okay, a perfect day. So if you managed to get a perfect day, miss no chores, you get a $250 bonus, which is why you want to try and do perfect days. And this is the other thing, menu rot. That's what it's called. Basically, an item gets stale after being on a menu for 2 days. So hence, you should change it. And here's the general spam type stuff. Hilarious joke. Yada yada yada. You get anonymous emails, another $250. And a fried chicken upgrade is now available. Alright, so my active menu, that's what menu rot looks like. So what you do is you take the food off the menu and replace it with other items. Oh yes, I'm using all 4 foods. You don't have to, you can just have one on this menu if you wanted to, and build it up until you got used to different foods. The other thing, as it says, you can upgrade foods. I can upgrade the beer, so it will act in exactly the same way beer When you upgrade it, I just now make more money for upgrading it. I don't have chicken yet, so I can't upgrade it. And that's basically day 2. Weird though it sounds, I'm still not entirely sure about something, but I'll go through this. Statistics. You get wonderful 3 pages of stats you can look at. How many of each type of food you've served, yada yada yada, so whatever that actually means to people, and the types of food you served. And these 6 things match up to the 6 Steam achievements of the same name. So liquids, breakfast food, of which I haven't served any yet, fish or lobster, or sushi I think. American, which is hamburger, corn dog, chicken, steak, so there may be some others in there as well. Mexican, which is going to be nachos, pizza, pasta, and some one of the fried foods. And the exotic stuff is going to be, that might be the sushi, there's going to be the fried rice, and something else I'm sure. But those stats are there for you as well. And extra events isn't open yet, so when that opens I'll get to that one. And that ends day 2.